Hi, my name is Muhammad Fadila Putra.
My name is Ayudhya Kusumastuti.
Today we're going to explain about phonological rules in chapter assimilation and dissimilation. But first, let's get a summary about linguistics. What is linguistics? Linguistics is the scientific study of language. It encompasses the analysis of every aspect of language as well as the methods for studying and modeling them. The traditional area of linguistic analysis include phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. Each of these areas roughly correspond to phenomena found in human linguistic system: sounds, minimal units, phrases, and sentence, and meaning and use. And today we're going to talk about the rules of phonology. Phonological rules are part of a speaker's knowledge of the language. The phonemic representations are minimally specified because some features or feature values are predictable. For example, in English, all nasal consonants are voiced, so we don't need to specify voicing in the phonemic feature matrix for nasals. Similarly, we don't need to specify the feature round for non-low back vowels. Assimilation rules. Here's a brief summary about assimilation. Assimilation is a sound change in which some phonemes, typically consonants or vowels, change to become more similar to the other nearby sounds. A common type of phonological process across language, assimilation can occur either within a word or between words. It occurs in normal speech but becomes more common in more rapid speech. In some cases, assimilation causes the sound spoken to differ from the normal pronunciation in isolation, such as the prefix in of English, input pronounced with M rather than N. In other cases, the change is accepted as canonical for that word or phrase, especially if it's recognized in standard spelling. Implant, pronounced with M, composed with historically of in plus plant. Assimilation rules has two things. First, vowel nasalization in English, a rule that makes neighboring segment more similar by copying or spreading a phonetic property from one segment to the other. Assimilation is when a sound becomes more like a neighboring sound with respect to some phonetic property. Vowel nasalization rule. Vowels are nasalized before a nasal consonant with the same syllable. This rule specifies the class of sounds affected by the rule. Vowels. It stated what phonetic change will occur by applying the rule. Change phonemic oral vowels to phonetic nasal vowels, and it specified the context or phonological environment before a nasal consonant with the same syllable. We can use the simulation notation to state the nasalization rules, such as these two things. Vowels become nasalized in the before nasal within the same syllable. English in nasal. Place assimilation in nasal. First, I can ask. Second, I can see. Third, I can bake. Fourth, I can play. Fifth, I can go. Sixth, I can come. The nasal has the same place of articulation as the stop following it. N with M or silabial, N with ng or C velar, N with N or elsewhere.
Dissimilation. According to the definition, dissimilation is a general term in phonetics for the process by which two neighboring sounds become less alike. Dissimilation refers to the process by which sound becomes different from a neighboring sound. Dissimilation is a phenomenon where two sounds in a given word or phrase become less similar to each other over time. This can apply to sounds that were originally identical or sounds that were originally similar. In general, dissimilation refers to a process of two things becoming increasingly dissimilar. Dissimilation in language happens for a variety of reasons. In some cases, the dissimilation happens when a word makes its way from one language to another. Dissimilation rules. Language also have dissimilation rules, in which a segment becomes less like another segment. They tend to make one of the two sounds more different from the other. As a result, fifth is pronounced as fifth and sixth as sixth. The second fricative becomes a stop, which makes it more dissimilar and easier to pronounce. This happened due to the emergence of different dialects or simply to trends in common usage. They tend to make one of the two sounds more different from the other. As a result, some researchers have pinpointed specific types of dissimulating change within a language or cultural group that uses that language. Some forms of this kind of process are known as low vowel dissimulation or LVD. When a research group considers how vowel sounds have changed over time, getting information may require working in the field among the language communities being studied in order to collect instances of natural dialect. An example is the rule of fricative dissimulation. Consider how hard it is for Germans to produce the th sound in learning the ordinal numbers. The numbers fifth and sixth, for example, present a pronunciation challenge in this regard. It is difficult to pronounce two fricatives next to one another when one of them involves the th sound that doesn't exist in one's language. Interestingly, though, such sound sequences appear to present a challenge for many native speakers too. Rules in which a segment becomes less similar to another segment. Such rules have natural explanation from the hearer's perspectives this time. That is, in listening to speech, if sounds are too similar, we may miss the contrast. Also, it may be easier to articulate dissimilar sounds. Tongue twisters are based on similarity of sounds, like the sixth sip is sick versus the fifth six, fourth sip is sick. She sells by the seashore. Example: when one R sound occurs before another in the middle of a word in erotic dialects of English, the first tends to drop out, as in berserk for berserk, surprise for surprise, particular for particular, and governor for governor. An example of dissimulation is the substandard pronunciation of chimney and chimney, with the second of two nasals changed to an L. The ultimate dissimulation is the complete loss of one sound because of its proximity to another similar sound. A frequent example in present-day Standard English is the omission of one of two R sounds from words like caterpillar, Canterbury reservoir, terrestrial, sojourner, barbiturate, governor, and surprise.
Feature changing roles. The assimilation and dissimilation rule we have seen may all be thought of as feature-changing rules. Some feature-changing rules are neither assimilation nor dissimilation rules. The rules in English that aspirate voiceless stop at the beginning of a syllable simply adds a non-distinctive feature. Generally, aspiration occurs only if the following vowel is stressed.
Feature changing rules. Remember that per and and all such symbols are simply cover symbols that do not reveal the phonemic distinctions. In phonemic and phonetic feature matrices, these differences are made explicit as shown in the following phonemic matrices below. The non-distinctive feature aspiration is not included in these phonemic representations because aspiration is predictable.
The P in pit repeated is an aspirated, but the P in inspected or compass is an unaspirated. A voiceless non-consonant has plus aspirated added to its feature matrix at the beginning of a syllable containing a stressed vowel with an optional intervening consonant. Aspiration is not specified in any phonemic feature matrix of English.